Yo, all right. Damn. First video of me actually on here talking. I woke up. I just feel like talking. I know I do a lot of, or I'm trying to do a lot of like, mixing videos and kind of music content on a YouTube page. But, I also, on my TikTok, I do be talking. So I like to talk. I'm actually going to take my headphones off because I can hear myself. But I do a lot of talking, bro, on my TikTok. I think that's what I am best at is talking. I woke up, bro, and I was just like, damn, I need to figure out ways to do new content. And I hate the word content. I hate really everything about the new generation of social media and the content that it is, honestly, in my opinion. But, game is a game. You got to get hip. You got to get used to it. It's what it is, right? People even go as far as to be like, bro, like you talking every day on TikTok, you make videos, whatever, like that's content. And I guess that is content, right? I just don't look at it as content. I just look at it as I have something to say. I have something that I think. I upload it. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like content. Like I'm not putting this out like, oh, I'm a content creator, right? But is what it is. But for the music, bro, I've been really stuck, if I'm being honest. I've been doing music now, seriously, let's say, let's rewind. When I officially started kind of making songs, probably about 2021 or two, right? Bullshitting, not serious. And then I started to get serious probably around 2022, the end of when I was like, all right, like I'm making songs on BandLab. Like these songs are pretty good. People are liking them, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Then I'd say 2023 was when I had the goal of like, okay, I'm going to start, getting a little bit better with my focus on music, and investing and buying equipment. And I got a new job, so I got a set up in 2024. And at that point, I was off to the races, right? And I'm interested in mixing. I'm interested in trying to learn how to engineer, but it was kind of hard to still figure out my way and my sound. And I had my sound already, but I needed to get it professional. Through some connects, I met some people and I met my bros, and they really helped me up at the studio. And I'm not really a studio person, so I really made it an emphasis to be like, yo, bro, like teach me everything that you can and help me implement it at home. So now I just love to record at home. I record at home. I pretty much do all my stuff at home. I do it myself. I record myself. I engineer myself. I mix everything myself. And then when I want like songs with a real professional touch, I'll give it to my bro so he can really like get it right. You know what I mean? But for the most part, a lot of my stuff is me. That's Kobe, by the way, y'all. My dog, Black Lab. He's a terrible dog. I hate him, but I love him. He's my baby, but he's in those terrible one stages. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah, and I got to a point where I was like, 2024, I was like, all right, I'm about to lock in. I'm about to seriously get a video, get some drops going, singles, and then come out with a project. And then I came out with Miscommunication in 2025. And that was, 2 years of hard work. 2 years of just kind of learning myself, learning growth, learning how to rap, really, like, and how to make sonically pleasing music that people would like to hear. And when people describe, or when people ask me what type of music do I make, I always tell them, I'm like, I make wavy music. Like my name is Wavy for a reason, but just growing up in Atlanta, like you always have kind of an affinity for like niggas rapping. So I love to incorporate that as well. But, that trap element, obviously, I don't have. That's not me. That's not, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not finna be rapping about trap shit, but I could bring that sound, right? And I can implement that sound with, my production that I'm choosing, and that kind of wavy, vibey player sound that I got. I think that is the culmination of my music, and that's kind of what I put out for Miscommunication. And that was my second actual solo project, but this was my first like true professional project. And then I followed it up with the deluxe as well. I also had a video with it for I Got with my boy Treasy. And it, like everything that I accomplished, everything that I wanted to accomplish in 2025 happened. Like I got music done. I dropped it. I locked in with so many good producers, bro, that are tapped in, like working with real industry people. Like I done put so much bread behind it. I done put so much time and effort and, you know, just energy to learn and get better. And I'm like, damn, I feel like I am growing and getting there, but I got imposter syndrome, bro. A lot of times I feel like I don't belong. And it's not to say from an insecurity standpoint or anything like that. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I got delusional confidence. You put me in a room with anybody in any studio, like, my music probably gonna be top 5, top 3 in the room, period. And you're gonna have to show me otherwise. It's really as simple as that. But I do feel like sometimes, like, there's a lot of connections, favoritism, and folks knowing folks, and you kind of feel as if you on the outs trying to work your way in. And I know a lot of independent artists feel this way, but I'm gonna put y'all on game. Like, a lot of the folks you see on, especially in Atlanta, they know each other, bro. They grew up together. They partner know they other partner, bro. Like, it's the same shit over and over and over. And that's a story as old as time, bro. Like, this shit is really about connections and networking. And that's what my main focus has been. It's getting myself to a point where I'm working, and once I get to a point where I meet somebody that I can network with, I got something to show them, and I got pressure to show them. You feel what I'm saying? Or I'm locking in with producers that's locking me in with artists. That's what my goal is. And I had to come to a realization. I'm just like, I'm not trying to be one of them. No offense to them, but I'm not trying to be one of them niggas that's just hanging around the next nigga waiting for a handout. Like, that's not me. And I'm learning you got to create your own motion, bro. I see a lot of people look at me and really realize, like, damn, Jay been taking this seriously. Like, Jay really been, like, locked in. Like, he's an artist now. I had a conversation with my homegirl, Teef. Shout out Latifah, by the way. She be giving me real game about this music shit. Shawty told me straight up, bro, and I'll never forget this shit. She told me probably about, 2 years ago. Maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago. She told me, she said, are you, like, an artist, or do you just like doing this for, like, a hobby? And it's, like, a real question. Like, do you like doing this for fun, or is it something you really, really, really want to do? And I had to really sit there and think about that, bro. Like, I had to think, damn, is this something that I want to do, or is this something that I just like doing? And I'm still answering that question for myself. I'm gonna be so serious, but I think a lot of my energy and time has been placed into being serious because the talent is there. You feel me? I'm one of them folks that's like, you believe in yourself, you buy into yourself, that's cool. But the hard truth is, bro, you probably just not gonna blow. And it is what it is. Like, you gotta be okay with it. I was raised to have backup options. I was raised to have plan A, B, C through Z. You see what I'm saying? So this ain't my main thing. Like, I'm not rapping to make it out. I'm not rapping to, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna eat tomorrow. Like, I gotta make it, I gotta blow. Like, that's not what I'm doing this for. I love doing it because I love music. I'm using everything that I can from my real life to throw it into my music, right? And I feel like that's how it should be, bro. It's how it is as an actor. You meet any actor who's up and coming or whatnot, they have main jobs and side jobs to fund their side thing, which is acting, which is their passion, right? And going back to her question, I think it really kind of sparked a fire in me to be like, you right. Like, people are looking at me like this is just another nigga that want to rap. This is just another nigga that want to make music, whatever. Like, and nobody really gonna fuck with you. And I had to sit down with myself and be like, all right, what do you want to do? It wasn't until I met my boy Rye through one of my bros, Link, who was like my main producer for real. And he got me up in the studio and he mixed one of my songs. I think it was You Don't Know Me was the first song that he actually mixed up. And just watching that process, and he was cool. And I remember one day, bro, like, we were supposed to have a session. He had a session at like, 11 or like 9 or something like that. I got there early. I don't really like being up late or anything. Like, I be there early. So 6, 7 o'clock, I'm there ready to go. And we there, and bro, we don't do any work. We just talking. And we look up, the session, I guess, is coming later or whatnot. So we there for 6 hours, bro, just talking. Not even about music for real, but like a lot of it was that. And I guess he saw my love for music and I saw his love for music, and we really bonded and connected over that. But, just being there talking for 6 hours, bro. We were just talking about other shit. We was talking about life, bro. And I'm realizing, like, bro, he's cool people. It's like he can hold a conversation and vice versa, right? And I think that was when kind of that relationship started, and he really got the fire up in me to like keep it moving, like, you know, like let's work. And I needed that. I needed somebody to be like, let's work all the time. Same thing with my bro Robel. Like, he's literally in front of his computer recording or engineering and mastering or whatever he's doing all the time, every day. Like, he's putting them 10,000 hours plus in. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm looking around and seeing these people that I'm around, bro, working, and I'm like, nah, this is what I want to do. Like, I don't want to be this big mega star rapper or whatnot. Like, that's not my vision, but I want to make music and I want people to hear my music. I think that's a thing that a lot of people want, right, with their stuff, but that's something that I want. It's like, I want to make sure that y'all are hearing this because it's good enough, right? There was a point in time where I cared a lot about who was listening to my music, who was supporting, who was posting, who was reposting. I'm DMing people. I'm really caring a lot about other people and their opinions. And it wasn't until I really realized, like, bro, your friends, your family, your followers that you already got, like, they're not your target audience. They don't need to be your target audience. The people that will support you the most will be random people, 10 times out of 10. You're going to have your folks that, you know what I'm saying, show love or whatnot, but the people that you need to target are going to be random people that you do not know. And they don't owe you anything. And once I realized that was when I took that next step. You know, throwing songs into playlists. I'm with folks or whatnot, I don't know, whatever, they hearing my shit, they like, damn, who this? Like, niggas don't believe me when I'm telling them it's me. Like, that's how I know I'm like, okay, cool. Like the music's getting better. It's getting better. I'm growing. I'm evolving. I'm doing what I need to do, right? And once I stopped caring about what the next person had to say, because not everybody's going to like your music. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Not everybody is going to like your music. There are going to be people that think it's trash. But there are also going to be people that fuck with your music. So all you need to do is say, okay, you not fucking with my music, it's not for you. Let me go target the people that's fucking with it. And I think once people kind of shift their focus from, just kind of like a hustle mentality of, like, I'm trying to pass it out to everybody, and more so a business/marketing mindset to target a specific group of people, I think that's when that growth starts. Now, this is the struggle. The struggle of, if you know, but a lot of this shit take money, a lot of this shit take time, and a lot of this shit take connections. And if you ain't got all three, you're cooked. Really, two of them, you cooked. And it is what it is. It's not a bad thing to say. And that's just the reality of it, bro. About 90% of people making music, or really art creativeness in general, right? Like entertainment stuff, y'all gonna be nobodies. Y'all not gonna make it. It is what it is, right? But I think having that mindset is what's gonna hold you back if you don't have that delusional confidence that like niggas like Kanye West got. You know what I'm saying? I do think that there's a moment where if you work hard enough, you're gonna be in a position where something's gonna change. An opportunity will present itself. You meet the right person. Something's gonna change, and I'm waiting for that. But the only thing I can do is be patient. But I do think about this shit in a business standpoint. I think about this from a ROI perspective. Like, I'm putting in bread. What's my return gonna be for this investment that I'm making? Let's say I'm putting in $1,000 for a video. What am I gonna get out of that? Am I just gonna get 200 likes on Instagram? That doesn't really translate. You're gonna have to throw away some money in the hopes of going viral, because that's where we're at now. Gone are the days of artist development. Gone are the days of finding the next big star nah, bro. These labels and these A&Rs and these managers and these label execs and whoever else, they're looking at the people with the most followers. They're looking at the people who's buzzing and got people talking about them, interacting with their pages and blah, 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 blah. Because they don't want to do the legwork, because the legwork requires money. And the money that they're going to put into you as an artist, they know they're not going to recoup it. That's why these deals be so fucked up. And that is kind of, something that I guess turns me off from it, right? But it's not something that I feel like is going to be a hindrance to my future. I feel like I look at it as a good problem to have. If I ever got into a position where a label is trying to give me a fucked up deal, the fact the label is even talking to me means I'm doing something right. So from that point on, you can figure out where you want to go. That's kind of how I look about it, right? But I think that the point in which I'm stuck now is, how do I get the quality music that I'm making out to the masses? I think I have the answer, and it's visuals. I think that's the thing that I'm seeing a lot, where people are, investing a lot of time and money into his visuals on Instagram and socials. And, we have very quick attention spans, and we're swiping and scrolling, and we're looking at the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and then whatever. Oh, this looks good. 5 seconds, boom, scrolling to the next. Like, we aren't going to be able to stay focused on one thing. So for me, in my mind, it's hard for me to justify spending X amount of dollars on visuals if there's no return. The other side of that is your network. If you have a solid foundation of people that you know that are connected and that are tapped in with producers, engineers, artists, A&Rs, managers, labels, blah, 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 blah. When you are investing your money into these visuals, and these specific people are resharing, reposting, interacting, liking, commenting, following, whatever it might be, your network is now expanding. There's been plenty of stories where an artist has a video and they drop it, and then artists that's already on, it comes across their page and they comment, or they, whatever, boom, it gets boosted. Because now everybody's like, oh, this person just fucked with this right here. Like, nah, like, we got to go see who this is now, because they co-signing them, right? And I think a lot of people are chasing that. But what they don't be telling y'all is, a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, them artists already know about them. Or it's they folks. You feel what I'm saying? That's the shit that be behind the scenes. But on the off chance that artists don't be knowing, it's a lottery ticket, if I'm going to keep it real with you. It's really a lottery ticket. Honestly, it's just really something that you got to be willing to take the risk on. And if you're willing to take the risk on it, I feel like it could pay off, it could not. You just got to be okay with that. I mean, that's kind of how I see it. That's kind of how I look at it. But, for myself, I feel like that's going to be my next step. That's going to be what I'm interested in. That's kind of what I want to do. And, I like to set goals for myself. So I told myself I wanted to become serious. I wanted to be, an actual kind of artist. 2025, I wanted to drop a project. I ended up dropping 2 technically with the deluxe. I had like 5 extra songs on it. I dropped a Happy Birthday Wavy. That's like my little EP that I drop every year for my birthday, February time. So I kind of have that plan. But outside of that, I knew I didn't really want to drop music heavy this year, because I already dropped 2 albums. I need to figure out a way to promote those. That's where I envision myself, where I see myself going. It's just being in a position where I'm happy with what I'm doing, and the investment that I'm making is returning something. I think, 2026, I'm telling myself I want to be able to grow. Like, I want to be able to do something new. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to get to a point where I am able to see some type of growth, but I'm also like making my own noise and my own motion. And I feel like if I can get that, I think things would be a lot different. Cause I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I'm not doing this shit if it ain't no growth. Like, I ain't got that much more time. You feel me? And I don't want to rush it. I know a lot of niggas really be wanting this shit, right? And so I don't want to sound kind of like ungrateful. I'm taking shit for granted or whatnot, or I ain't got the same fire and drive that a lot of other niggas got. I mean, that's probably the truth. I don't, but I refuse to be 29, 30 with a kid or fucking a wife, and I'm still trying to like make it big off music. Like, nah, I'll probably have to pivot, or I'll probably have to get a skill and start engineering or something, right? But that I won't be doing for sure. It's trying to be doing music and stuff. So right now, this is what I'm on. This is what I want to do. This is kind of the path, and I think 2026 is gonna be a big year, and we're gonna hopefully get some shit together, and we're gonna see something. And I hope I can document everything and show y'all the growth, because boy, we're gonna look back on this in December. We're gonna see this video, and we're gonna be like, hey, Jay said it, and he did it, and that's kind of my goal. But yeah, that's really all I had to say for this one, man. I really just want to come on here and talk to y'all. Just, if you are also starting out being an artist, hopefully just some game that I just gave you, bro, some advice, some insight could help. And that's all I really can do from my position and want to do from my position, is just help the next person, bro. Like, I don't even have to be big off nothing, bro. Like, I want to be able to help, whoever. when it comes to this music shit. So, or really just anything in general, bro, in terms of life, I'd say. That's kind of just the person that I am. But especially with this, bro, I've been doing this for 2 years now. I know a lot of people, bro, around the city. Like, I be outside. So, just knowing these people, meeting more people, I think it's only one way up from here. Hopefully it just pays off in the future. But appreciate y'all for listening. If y'all do, thank y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever it might be. And hopefully you stick around for the next one, bro, because we're gonna be uploading some session videos and some mixing and all that other shit. So peace out.